Hi, welcome to Create Pretty Things. My name is Debbie. Welcome to my live. If you jump on, please go ahead and comment where you're watching from. Hit that heart button. And if you're not watching live, if you don't see that live box at the top, you're watching the replay, please comment hashtag replay. The key word for tonight is love, L-O-V-E. If you type that into the comments, you'll get a link sent to your messenger with the shopping cart that I'm using. It has everything I'm using tonight except for this surface. Now this surface is just a slatted wooden sign. It did come a darker gray. I repainted it a little bit, and I got that on clearance somewhere. But you can put this on anything. Now in the cart is the kit that this transfer comes with. It's perfect for creating this gorgeous, cute little pillow that I haven't done yet. You'll love to use it on the pillow kit, but that comes with the ink and the transfers and the pillowcases. But you can also use this transfer on anything else you want, and that's what we're going to do tonight. Please also type in !notify. And what that'll do is it'll notify you every time I'm live, so you don't have to miss anything. Okay, so this is the transfer we're using. It's got lots of stuff on it. P.S. I love you. It's got some hearts, bunches of hearts, sweet dreams, let's cuddle, of love, lots of things. And it does have some cut lines that are kind of drawn on here. I went ahead and cut some, and they're probably going to fall apart to be individual pieces because I cut a little too deep. But we're going to choose several of these, and we're just going to paste them onto our surface. Now I did paint this wooden sign yesterday just to go ahead and get it a lighter color. So since I'm using wood and I'm using something that is painted, I'm going to use what is called surface wax. Any wood wax will do, but this is going to help to prevent our transfer from sticking really hard and pulling up that paint underneath. It's also going to protect our transfer from stretching. Since it won't stick quite as hard, it won't stretch as much when you pull it up. You don't want it to stretch because these are reusable. Reusable between 8 and 12 times. And since they're reusable, you don't want the second time you use it to have it all stretched out of shape. You want it to be the same design as you started with. Now I'm just applying a little bit of surface wax to this. I am at the bottom of my jar. Probably have 1 or 2 more uses with this. You just want a light application of this, but you do want to buff it out so that there's not any thick places of wax. So once I have it applied, I'm going to get the other side of my applicator, and I'm just going to buff it off to smooth it out. And as I do this, you can see that the surface is becoming a little shiny. It's becoming shiny. And like I said, my goal is really to protect the surface, but not to have any thick spots of paste. So this is what it looks like now. Perhaps you can see some of the shine. Yeah, you can see a little bit of shine there. So it is waxed. All right. My first transfer I'm going to use is this P.S. I Love You. Then I think I'm going to do bunches. And then I might do just the word cuddle on the bottom. So that's kind of my plan. It may change as we go. So I did score this a little bit. I don't think I'm going to use these hearts on the end. So let me get my scissors because it didn't quite cut all the way right here. I tried to cut just the top layer. Some places I cut too deep, and obviously I didn't cut quite deep enough in some others. I'm just going to see how this is sticky on the back. That's the beauty of these. That's the magic. They'll stay in place. You can remove them, you can reposition them, but they won't move around on you when you're chalking. And this is going to fit just perfect, guys. I'm going to center it, but I'm going to move it down a little bit because I might just put a bow or some other piece of decoration up at the top. So I've got it on here. You want to smooth it and make sure that you don't have any air bubbles around the silkscreen. If you have air bubbles, it's going to allow your paste to sneak out from the silkscreen and actually run on you. It'll kind of bleed. So P.S. I Love You. I think I'm going to do that in our raspberry sorbet. This is what it looks like. I'm going to mix it up a little bit, just to make sure it's kind of a nice consistency. And then I'm just going to get my little squeegee. This is a rubber squeegee, It has a little beveled edge. I'm going to get a little bit of this paste. It doesn't take a whole lot. And I'm just going to smooth it over my white areas. That's where the silk screen is. That silk screen is going to allow the paste to go through, and it's going to go down to the surface below. And as long as you pull this transfer up while your paste is still wet, you don't want your paste to dry in it, it's going to stay on that surface below. So now I've got it pasted on. I'm just going to smooth it out, make sure I haven't skipped any parts of this. And I'm going to remove any extra paste. And I'm going to put it back in my jar. We're going to conserve it. And I'm going to pull off this transfer. So let me hold it up so you can kind of see too. Now I'm going to pull it up slowly so that I can make sure that I have the coverage that I want. So I'm kind of inspecting it. If it would have had any spots where it skipped, I would have laid it right back down before I pulled the whole thing off, and I would have rechalked, but it looks good. Now, I'm a believer in trying to get these transfers cleaned as soon as you can. So I'm just spraying some regular tap water on this. I'm using a paper towel. You want to clean that paste out of both sides of your transfer, focusing on the silk screen areas. So I'm going to lift this up. And I'm going to do the back side. And you can use our board eraser too. Here's my board eraser. Actually, I forgot to put water in it, but I'm going to put some water in it right now. I had some water that I soaked my paintbrushes in, but it's clean. So I'm going to wipe this off, and as you dry this off, the sticky will come back to the sticky side. So this is dry. I'm going to go ahead and get my transfer backer that it came off of. Make sure you save these. And I'm going to apply this transfer right back where it came from for storage. I try to get them on there. I try perfectly, but the best you can is good enough. I want to protect that sticky side so I can use it again and again and again. I'm going to go ahead and put these back on. I may end up using these. Okay, bunches of, I love you bunches, so we're just going to do bunches. Bunches, whoops. And what I'm doing now is I'm fuzzing this. I am applying, I don't know if I did it to the other piece, but you can apply this, the sticky side, to a towel, a fuzzing cloth, your shirt, anything that's cloth, just to pick up a little bit of fuzz so that it doesn't stick really, really hard. It's easy to remove, still stays in place. You're going to smooth it on. And I think I'm going to do red for this one. Okay, so here I've got my, I was going to say cardinal red. It's candy apple red. Get another squeegee, or I can clean off my other one. Get my candy apple red, just to get a little bit of paste, and we're going to smooth it on. Make sure there's no air bubbles. Smooth it on. Oh, this is a pretty color. The raspberry sorbet is pretty too. Used to be one of my favorites, but they've come out with so many pretty, pretty colors. And I always pay extra attention to my tops, bottoms, lefts, and rights, all my margins, because I am famous for forgetting those. Oops, and I just got some on the top. Okay, so I'm going to put my paste back in. And I did get kind of messy here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and clean off that red overspray right now. But sometimes it's better to leave it on and let it dry and scrape it off. At this point, though, I'm going to go ahead and try and get it off. We'll work on it. Okay, so now I'm going to take this off. I'm just going to do it slowly so I can look and check. I love all the distressing in here, guys. It's great. I'm going to take this over here, and I am going to spray it down. My paper towel, and wipe it off. Now, some of these pastes, like the red, the black, the dark blues, are more pigmented than others, and so they take a little bit more to clean, but not much more. They're pretty easy to clean. Have you guys started decorating for Valentine's yet? This is my first foray into decorating for Valentine's for this year. I've had kind of winter on my mind with the weather being so cold and stuff. But today is beautiful out. It's like probably mid-60s, I would guess. It's very nice. So now my mind's on Valentine's Day. So I'm just going to dry this off. And I've got some little paste pieces. And I'm going to apply this back to the place that it came from. For storage. These are reusable between 8 and 12 times, guys. Love you bunches. And then I'm going to put cuddled. Just the Let's Cuddle part. The cuddle part of Let's Cuddle. So what I'm going to have to do is, see how it has Let's Cuddle? I can either cut that off, or I can dry what I already have and use something to protect what's below, which is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and dry this. Might as well dry the top. I love you too. And this is just a heat dry tool. It's a quick dry tool. It doesn't put out a lot of heat, but it blows and it dries. And this paste does dry pretty quickly anyway. Anyway, it does. Okay, now, normally, yeah, I guess I could still do that. I'm going to use my transfer, my white transfer, and just cover up what I've already chalked, because this sticky part's going to go right on there, and I didn't want it to pull that new design up. Okay, so we've done the raspberry sorbet, and we've done the red. So let's go ahead and do the peony. The peony's a real pretty pink. Get another squeegee. And I've got to be careful here where it says let's. I want to make sure I don't get those little spots in there. So I'm going to focus on that area first. While it's on my mind. What are you guys doing on this Sunday afternoon? How's your weather? I hear some parts are getting really, really rotten weather. And to tell you the truth, our weather last week was not that great. It was cold, it was windy. I mean, not frigid cold, but it was cold for us. It got down to freezing at night, which is kind of unique here. We had some rain, we had some snow in the mountains that are pretty close by. We don't have a lot to complain about here. I live in Arizona, and it's beautiful today, like I said. I do see a blob of something under this E. We'll see what that is. Okay, so I'm covering this up. I'm going to smooth everything over, make sure it's got kind of, oh, there's the blob there too. I don't know if that's wax or a surface imperfection. And when you smooth this out like this too, it also kind of reduces the dry time a little bit because it's not quite as thick. I peel this up really slowly because I want to look at that area where I can see a blob. Okay, that one's okay. That one's okay. Okay. Oh, you guys, it looks really good. It looks great. I'll show it to you in just a second. And get some water on here. Let's clean this up. First time I always go over with a paper towel. Get the bulk of that off. Then I like to get my wet board eraser. And this really cleans it up good. I'm going to flip it over. clean my surface below because that paste does go through the silkscreen onto that surface. Then I will spray the back of this and clean it. Did you guys watch any football last night? That game was so cold looking. I thought it was crazy that anyone would show up to a game in those temperatures. I guess the players would. That's part of their job, but as a fan, I don't think I would go. I don't think so. I know a lot of them probably paid lots of money for those tickets ahead of time. But I guess I'm just not used to the cold. How about you guys? Would you go to a game that was in the -7-degree temperatures in the stands, be outside? Wasn't a covered stadium or anything. I don't know. I'm just a little much of a sissy for that. Okay, so this is what it looks like so far. I do need to clean up this area up at the top. Let's figure out what we can do with this. What I'm thinking is I have a little bit of a magic eraser sponge. I'm just gonna wet that. And it's kind of just my cleanup tool. It's pretty much like the board eraser, except this has chemicals in it, so I would not use it on my transfers. So I'm just gonna kind of clean it up with this, wipe it off. Now it does clean up pretty easy because there was a layer of wax underneath there. And if I can't get it all up, I can do a couple things. I could sand it, I could repaint it, I could do a couple things, but it did come off. Okay, so this is what it looks like right now. I'd like to add a heart on here or two. So I'll probably do it up here because I want to add a bow, and I think it's going to go over here. So let's just add a little heart. I did not do a very good job of trimming these up, guys. Okay. Let's do this one right there, and let's do it in red. This is the bottom of my red. Lasted me a good time. Candy apple red. Okay. Oh, I like it. And even though I make messes, I like to clean them up as I go. So I think I'm done chalking. So I will cap up my pastes. So this is my red. And actually, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean around the edge as I go. Throw the squeegee spatula in there. And this will just prevent it from drying out, like having a rim around the lip of the jar. So I'm going to clean that up, let it go down below. Maybe it'll stay moist that way. Spray some water in here so next time it's creamy because it's drying out a little bit. And then I'll put away my raspberry sorbet. Actually, I did include the teal. I forgot about the teal. I put that in the cart too. You don't have to have that. You can remove that if you want. If you want it, fine. Some of those pastes in there are buy 5, get 1 free. So you can make that work in your favor by adjusting what I put in there. It's not all the paste, but most of those were buy one, do the mix and match. Okay, So let me put my, well, I'll just put these over here for right now. Put those away in just a second. I am going to get a wet wipe for my hands and we'll work on a bow. I recently organized all my ribbon, guys, and I've got a lot. So I need to use more bows. Let's try this up. I'm going to turn on my glue gun, my surface wax away. I've got different kinds of ribbon. I've got like these little felt hearts. I've got some little hearts that are like decorations. I have these little hearts. I also have some of these hearts, but I don't think I'm going to use those. Okay, so let's use some of this Dollar Tree ribbon. So I'm just going to, I'm going to do it with my hands, guys. Make a loop, make a bow, or make a tail, make a loop. I'm going to twist my ribbon in the middle here. I'm going to make, I'm going to twist it so the pretty side is out. Make a loop about the other same size as the other one. Twist it. Okay, so this is the pretty side. Twist, pretty side. Twist, pretty side. This might be too big. And this is going to be my other tail. You get a piece of wire or twine or something to tighten this up. Here's a piece of twine. Here's a piece of wire. Let's use this. So I'm just going to cinch it in the center. Twirl around my wire. I think I'm just going to do that one. I'm going to go ahead and dovetail my tails, and that just means to fold it in half, start from the outside edge and cut up so that you have an arrow pointing up on both ends. Have you guys found a good way to store your ribbons so that your ends don't unravel? I've tried, maybe paper clips would be best. I've tried taping, I've tried all kinds of things. Oh, that kind of works. I think a paper clip would work. Okay, so I've got this. I'm going to move this to the back. And I believe that I am just going to add one of these little hearts. These, I believe, this looks like a Hobby Lobby price tag. Actually, I think I'm going to glue this to the strap. Let me see if my glue is hot. And that way you'll still be able to read the I love you. It won't be hanging down too low. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue this cute little heart. Do you see these? They're like stitched around the outside edge. They're poofy. I'm going to glue that right in the middle. And here it is, guys. What do you think? I think it's really cute. I love it. I hope you do too. Please give it a heart and be sure to follow me. Share this page with anyone who would love crafting. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you soon. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget exclamation point notify. Type it in the comments so you get notified next time I go live. Thank you. Bye.